Hello, this is 6 Minute English from BBC Learning English. I'm Sam.
And I'm Leo. Sam, do you remember an old children's television show it's called Leslie?
Yes, I grew up watching the adventures of schoolboy Timmy and his pet dog, a collie named Lassa. Lassie. Whenever Timmy got lost or into trouble, Lassie sensed the danger and came to the rescue.
If you believe shows like Leslie has low when their humans only feel afraid or in danger, but in real life, do animals know or care about human life feelings?
Now, Neil, obviously, we are not talking about wild animals, right?
We are talking about the domesticated the animals, types of animals which are under human control and have been living closely with people of con- centuries. They include pets like cats and dogs, working animals and farm animals like cows and sheep.
So, what about dogs like our friend Lassa? Do you think they can sense human feelings?
It's hard to know what's really going to behind a dog's big brown eyes. Unlike humans, pet can talk to say how they are feeling, and this makes it easy for us to misunderstand them. People often aff- anthropomorphize their pets, treat them as if they are humans by giving them human chari- chari- characteristics.
In cartoons, Mickey Mouse can talk and Donald Duck dance and sings, but we know mice and ducks don't really do that in nature.
Exactly, but recently new research have suggested that sometimes pets do respond to their owner's feeling.
Okay, well, before we find out more, I have a quiz question for you, Neil. Liza wasn't the only TV show to feature a boy and his pet companion. A similar show, Skippy, was set in Australia. But what type of animal was the dog? Was Skippy a rabbit, B a fox, or C a kangaroo?
Well, if Squeaky was Australians, I would guess he's say a kangaroo.
Okay, I will reveal the answer later in the program. Now, Neil, earlier you mentioned that because animals can't speak, it's difficult to know their feelings about us.
Difficult, yes, but not impossible. Besides, evolution, evolution logical Dr. Karina Hastings designed an experiment to test whether our pets really do care about us. She filmed pet owners pretending to be hurt and observed the re- reactions of their dogs or cats.
P.S. Adrian was born producer of BBC World Service program Health Check, pretending to hurt his leg at home where he lives with his two pets and cat and a dog. And now I'm going to fake injury and we'll see how they respond. Oh, well, the tail wagging has got a bit more. There's a bit of wrong. I don't think they were particularly sensitive or bothered, bothered that I was squealing, squealing around the floor in agony, holding my leg up in the air, trying to feel the injury. While meanwhile, the cat who's on the windowsill is looking at me with wild eyes.
Did not really hurt his neck. He faded or pretended to be hurt. He pretended to be in agony, extremely physical pains, to see what his pains pets would do.
Adrian stalked wagged his tail and gave a when the cat, meanwhile, just looked at him with wild eyes. Little evidence of pets showing care or concern there, you might think, but according to Dr. Easton, the animal's behavior makes perfect sense when you remember where they came from. Those are descended from ancient breeds of wolves, very social animals who live together in packs. So it makes sense that a dog would sniff and come closer to investigate what was happening.
Cats, on the other hand, are noxious, solitary cre- creatures dis- distinct from wild cats who live and hunted alone. Dr. Harris thinks his expand, ex, expected, expects, expects at the reaction of innocent cats as she told BBC with survey program heavy chat. What we are seeing typically is cats staying much more still that they are looking and looking at their owner. So they are definitely, definitely paying their owners and a field lot of attention, and they are displaying a negative disturb, disturbs emotion compared to during the control procedures. Yes, they are just doing cat things, looking around, googling the kinds of things.
The experiment showed that the different response of cats and dogs to humans distressed feelings of worry, sadness, or pain.
In the experiments, dogs were visibly con- concerned, while cats similarly paid more attention to what was going on. Some cats did nothing except carry on growing, killing themselves using their tongues and paws.
The experiment confirms the idea we have of cats being cold and antisocial.
And of course being our best friends. But according to Dr. Histens, flying cats also feel humans distress. They just so is in a different ways.
Well, if the experiment included Lisa, he would probably phone the emergency service then make Adrian a cup of tea.
Huh. And what about Skippy?
Yes, in my quiz question, I asked Neil about the Australian TV star Skippy,
I guessed that he was see a kangaroo.
which was the correct answer. Over 2 meters high and able to jump 9 meters in a single hop. You will be the safe hands with Skippy and the kangaroo. Right, let's recap the vocabulary from this program starting with domesticated, a word to describe animals which are not wild and live under human control.
To anthropomorphize means to give animals human qualities and characteristics.
If you feign illness, you pretend to be ill when you are not.
To be in agony means to be in extreme physical pain.
Someone who's in distress, feelings worry, pain, or sadness.
And finally, feelings is how some animals clean themselves using their tongues and paws.
That's all the time we have for this program. Bye for now.
Bye for now.